Every single fictional story gotta have at least one smart-ass character on the main cast. The big brain individual comes in many shapes and sizes. Sometimes they're master tacticians who make fire plans. Sometimes they end up being all-star engineers who can make a supercomputer out of 2 leapfrogs and a toaster. Sometimes they're biological scientists who can make a whole clone out of you with just one booty flake. Regardless, each and every one of these characters is capable of insane levels of intelligence. Hey, peep the lab coat, you feel me? Today, we talking about some big brain individuals. Big brain characters are far more versatile than you would initially think. They work just as well being the main character versus being a random side character in the cast. When they're the main character though, get crazy! Actually getting a peek into these motherfuckers' heads while they conjure up the most 2 million IQ is truly something special. The first character on the list is a pretty good example of this too, low-key. Some people train their brains to become the smartest in their universe, and others are just born intelligent demons, just like young Dexter! Come on, dog, a video about smart niggas and you thought I was gonna leave out the OG? This kid's brain is responsible for some of the greatest inventions in the history of mankind. You thought Dr. Doofenshmirtz was nice with this? Dexter made his first invention straight out the womb. He was speaking full sentences with a whole diaper on. How did your fully matured adult teeth grow in already? I'm telling you, it's something about these ginger motherfuckers, bro. Every single ginger I've met in my entire life has been exceptionally good at like the most random skill ever, bro. Think about every big brain, infinite IQ character you've ever seen in Western cartoons. Young Dexter was the blueprint for all of them. I'm actually convinced this little nigga is a technopath. Like, this isn't just good engineering, bro. This nigga could build a nanotech kaiju-sized Gundam in a cave with a box of scraps, bro. It's crazy because he literally did build a suit of armor in the actual show. Oh yeah, and remember Plankton's wife Karen from SpongeBob? Dexter did it first. That supercomputer really is his one true love. But arguably his greatest invention has gotta be a whole new source of energy, dog. This nigga made an entire mini star full of nothing but raw energy. This 8-year-old child has given us the clean energy solution to crude oil. He's like every type of intelligent I named at the beginning of this video too. This man can make a fire plan, is the greatest engineer in the known universe, and he's made sentient organic beings too. Human clones, dinosaurs, urban legends. Dexter has done it all. I know for a fact the government either boomed him or hired him. I kind of wish I watched more of this series as a youngin, but I have seen my fair share of episodes. I also had zero idea Gendy the God made this show too, which 1000% makes sense in hindsight. Young Nex had to show love to Young Dex, dog. This kid is a legend. The next character, on the other hand, got something that Dexter don't. Code Geass is easily one of the greatest pieces of fiction I've ever consumed and is home to the greatest protagonist we've ever bore witness to. Lelouch v Britannia, the GOAT! Dexter can build a crazy supercomputer, Robomech, Voltron robot, but he simply never will have the same level of sauce this Lelouch possesses. His MO is pure strategy. If there's any sort of dilemma, problem in need of a solution, puzzle, literally anything involving thinking nodes, Lelouch got a plan for it. You know this is instantly a cold tactician. When frame 1 of the whole series, he's robbing motherfuckers out of their money in games of chess. This man was trained by Charles Xavier and Eric Lencher in the ways of chess. Actually, f*** all that. He's nicer than them at the but the chess is really just a metaphor, dog. Peep game. Lelouch has a plan for every single possible outcome. But not only does he have a plan, Lelouch has a dream. Code Geass takes place in a world where Japan has been colonized by these motherfuckers called Britannians, and Lelouch is seeking freedom by any means like a real nigga. I'm not gonna run you through every single thing that happens in this show, cause it deadass is objectively one of the greatest pieces of fiction to ever grace the entire planet. So you need to see it for yourself. Oh yeah, he also has the power to mind control anybody one single time. But what's really crazy is he was already a big brain ass nigga before getting this ability. This is really a case of having perfect compatibility with your superpower. I think one of his craziest feats is outsmarting a motherfucker who can literally read your mind. And you can't even call plot armor because we actually get to see this man's whole thought process while outsmarting the nigga. And the difference between someone like him and Light Yagami is the dream. Lelouch's whole goal was, at the end of the day, altruistic as liberating a whole ass nation for the sake of your sister and the people you care about is pretty noble, dog. Compare that to this absolute demon Light. Hey, but don't worry, I got some words for Light later. Lelouch spends most of this series living a double life as a freedom fighter who's somehow escaping the grasp of this continental superpower while doubling as a regular ass high schooler. This man is juggling organizing a real life revolution with calculus, my nigga. And he put his whole skill tree into his brain, so physically he can't run no ones. But he don't need to. Lelouch is trying to change the world, dog. He don't have time for a simple fade, bruh. This man will just up the stick. But low-key, Lelouch is everything Eren Yeager wished he was. Without spoiling this series, cause I really do think you should watch it. Lelouch did everything Eren intended to do 10 years before this man, and he ain't have to murder 80% of humanity to do it. Lelouch definitely still did f up in this show, but he acknowledges it and rights his wrongs. Eren just crashed the f out. No plan or anything, just straight violence. But yeah, Code Geass really is just 50 episodes of straight heat and high IQ plays from this young legend. We literally just talked about Lelouch, so it's only right that we talk about his evil twin, Light Yagami. These two protagonists are so similar and also so different from each other at the same time. Light Yagami is also a 2 trillion IQ individual who was blessed, or maybe cursed, with a supernatural ability that can help him change the world forever. The biggest difference is Light's whole crashed and burned. All of that power went straight to his head, dog. He had no anchors to keep him normal like Lelouch. But yeah, Light is also somebody that can get out of any situation with the craziest, most intricate plan in the known universe. He really just got the short end of the stick in universes to be born in, because there's like 5 other motherfuckers in his series with insane levels of intelligence. Having a protagonist that's this level of narcissistic and prideful is interesting as though, and makes for an absolutely fire story. We see hella other characters use death notes and none of them are able to freak the shit the way Light does. Like, yeah, they all kill people, but Light can do this and ensure that he's never caught. I mean, until, you know, Light be having a little too much fun with it though. We really jumping all over the world of media with this, but the next character is somebody who simply had to be on the list. Tony Stark, the man with the iron heart. Stand up! He really don't even need an introduction, bruh. This is an icon who is also one of his universe's smartest characters. There's a metric shitload of Marvel characters I could have brought up here. Reed Richards, Hank Pym, T'Challa, Shuri, Peter Parker, etc, etc. But Tony Stark is just too goated for me to omit from this list. I'm sorry. One of those other characters could be in a part 2 though. But back to the actual big brain individual. This man went to MIT at the age of 14? All of his intelligence was inherited though, also his money. But this man created one of the sauciest superhero suits of all time, then did it 50 more times and made them even saucier. Also, peep out, every time he takes an L in one movie, his armors reflect that same L in future movies, and they specifically show us those updates, dog. The attention to detail is crazy. Tony Stark has S+++ tier adaptability. Remember what it used to take in order to get him into a single suit? All the way to having that shit on him at all times. Not to mention, he really might have the greatest suit up scene in any superhero movie. Actually, not gonna lie, I gotta give that to Spider-Verse. But this is a close second. I almost forgot this man discovered a whole ass new element. This is unprecedented levels of scientific ingenuity. This man is not only an S tier engineer, but a goated scientist smartest in general. He also created deepfakes for fun, which is kind of crazy. Actually, nah, he stole the fuck out that idea, bro. Let me relax. But if we talk about his comic feats, it's truly raps. The superior armor, he's just invincible with this shit on, straight up. This man becomes Mark Grayson when he puts this armor on. This also died and then turned himself into an AI hologram. How the hell he cheated death? Hey, let me just move on, bro. These comic book niggas have feats for days for no reason. Dragon Ball is home to many planet-busting, universe-shattering, molecule-splitting characters with infinite wells of raw power. Every single one of these dudes is in love with the art of hands. All but one. Actually, no, all but two. Actually, not all but three. Actually, not all but whatever. Shut up. Bulma the GOAT need no introduction. She's easily the smartest character in this entire series and maybe one of the smartest characters in all of anime. At the very least, she's the greatest engineer, dog. Come on. She was 4 years old talking heavy to Jacko while holding a self-made laser toolie. Also, Bulma really is low-key ready for smoke at all times. She used to light the fuck up out of Goku with a whole ass chopper. And peep how she was talking heavy to Beerus in Battle of Gods. Nah, but you're looking at the inventor of the Dragon Radar. She's the reason these things can be found in a 5-minute montage now. Her dad is also the creator of the famous capsule from the famous Capsule Corp, which means just like Tony Stark, she also inherited her million IQ brain and copious amounts of money. Oh yeah, she also invented a whole ass time machine. Really, whatever the plot needs her to make, she will make the fuck out that shit. She's also responsible for the creation of the gravity room that Vegeta be spamming the fuck out of to this day. She's invented a watch that shrinks you on some pin particle shit. Not to mention creating a device that translates every single language in the known universe. And we can't forget in GT, when she created a laser that turned Vegeta into a Super Saiyan 4. Her engineering feats truly know zero bounds. And she's just as big of a pillar for Dragon Ball as Goku is. Like, really think about how this whole crazy, wacky, wild ride all started with just these two. RIP Akira Toriyama, dog. Hey, look, we might gotta do a lightning round for this, because there's literally an infinite amount of honorable mentions you could have for a topic like this. Phineas and Ferb are two of humanity's greatest inventors, dog. They really should have had a spot on this list. They made a new creation every single episode, and there's 129 of them. Golly! We gotta bring up the entire cast of The Promised Neverland, too. They were literally harvested as food based on how smart they were. Donatello, of course, had to be here, dog. The Ninja Turtles is really some ninja goats, you feel me? We gotta put Velma here too. I'm telling you, every gang needs one smart ass motherfucker, and Velma is one of the OGs. Separate her from her glasses though, and that's an instant nerf. She literally is rendered useless without them. One of Hulk's biggest enemies. The leader has gotta be on this list, cause his brain is literally big as shit, dog. Holy f. This man got a lot on his mind. Golly. Hey, you know what? We gotta put Angstrom Levy here too for the same reason. Look at the top of his head. And of course, I gotta show Reed Richards love, dog. He probably is actually the smartest in his verse. At the cost of a normal relationship with his wife and kids though. But science, you feel me? The final character is somebody very special, someone very topical right now, depending on your interests. But before we talk about this dude, I should probably give a little spoiler warning. If you have not seen the Egghead Island arc of One Piece yet, go ahead and skip to this section of the video. Also, if you don't read the manga, it's completely fine. I'm gonna spare you. Don't worry, there's no manga spoilers here. But we cannot make a list like this and leave out Dr. Vegapunk, the god. He is by a landslide the smartest character in his whole verse. I'm low-key cosplaying Vegapunk right now too. Damn near every single scientific invention in this world was created by his hands. He's already a smart individual, right? But his devil fruit, the brain fruit, aka the Nomi, makes his capacity for knowledge infinite. You've seen what the One Piece world looks like, right? It looks both old and modern at the same time. All that modern shit is Dr. Vegapunk, dog. Well, kinda. This man has successfully created an artificial devil fruit, armies of cyborg robot terminators, and actual straight up clones of some of the craziest motherfuckers in a series with replicated devil fruit powers? The Seraphim on their own is already an insane big brain feat from this man. He's actually birthed new life into this world, dog. What? Speaking of him having a big brain, this grew so big he had to chop it the off and then split his conscience into 6 more niggas. His satellites are honestly probably his greatest creation next to the Seraphim. Not gonna lie though, the only ones I really f with are Lilith and Shaka. Respectfully, I think what really makes Vegapunk so interesting is how morally gray this man is. Everything he does is all in the name of science, even if it might indirectly cause the death of thousands. Super revolutionary Monkey D. Dragon is the homie, but he also works for the world government because they actually throw him a bag. All of his crazy science shit gets funded, but that means he also has to make some vile ass shit for the world government too. His satellites kind of reflect that morally gray aura too. Shaka the good and Lilith the evil literally came from the same person's conscience, which is crazy because the moment the Straw Hats touched down on Egghead, Lilith wanted smoke. But yeah, it's a lot of big brain motherfuckers in fiction to the point where we really could have infinite parts to this. My ass is not doing that shit though. Maybe a part 2 though. Who knows? Like actually who knows? Because I mean really we might not do a part 2. We really might. Also, we just hit 1,000 subscribers, bro. This shit is crazy. I really feel like we just got our first bounty on some East Blue shit, dog. Your support means the world to me. And then some, so thank you. But shout out these 2 million IQ big brain dudes, and shout out you.
I can't feel my face right now, I'm burning up. I got this feeling that I won't come down like, got this feeling that I won't come down like, got this feeling that I won't come down like. I can't feel my face right now, I'm burning up. I got this feeling that I